Hello, students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine. Well, this is your teacher Mackenroe, and today I'm going to teach you the lesson name Who Did Patrick's Homework of Class 6. And this lesson is taken from your book Honeysuckle. I hope that you have this book with you. I want you all to have this book placed right in front of you so that you will be able to understand and follow me as I will be providing you the explanation of those paragraphs. So here I go with the introduction. This is a wonderful story that has presented magical realisms, which means something that is not magic but a belief in a beautiful manner. A boy, Patrick, who gets inspired and feels propelled to work hard by an imaginary elf, a supernatural being. He is not able to complete his work, rather scores high grades. This story conveys the message that self-help works wonders. The summary: Patrick was an active boy who loved outdoor games like hockey and basketball. He was an enthusiastic player but somehow was not interested in studies. Because of his poor interest in studies, he shirked work and was warned strictly by his teacher. One day Patrick observed his cat playing with a doll, but when he looked at it closely, he found that it was a small man, elf, a supernatural being. He was wearing a woolen shirt, a tall hat, and a breeches. He was scared of a cat and needed help. He pleaded Patrick to save him, and in return he promised to grant him a wish. Patrick felt happy and called himself a fortunate one. He asked the elf to do his homework in return. Though the elf was not ready for it yet, he offered to do this for him for 35 days, that is 1 semester. However, a problem arose when the elf told he knew nothing of maths and history. He needed help to do these subjects. Patrick agreed and brought many books to read and consult. He sat next to the elf and put in a hard toil to complete the work. Exactly after 35 days, when the semester was over, the elf went away quietly. Patrick scored a grade A in all the subjects. Everyone appreciated him. He became a very different person who was hardworking, generous, and an exemplary boy. Patrick thought it is of who helped him score high, but in reality, it was Patrick himself who did all the good and changed his score. Now, kids, I'm going to read the first paragraph followed by the explanation. So I want you all to get ready with your book, and I believe that you've already placed it right in front of you, and do follow. Here I go with the first paragraph. Patrick never did homework, too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true. Sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus, but what could he do? He hated homework. Then one day he found his cat playing with a little doll and he grabbed it away. To his surprise, it wasn't a doll at all, but a man of the tiniest size. He had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches and a tall hat, much like a witch's. He yelled, Save me! Don't give me back to that cat. I'll grant you a wish, I promise you that. Patrick couldn't believe his luck to have the answer to all of his problems here. He said, Only if you do all my homework till the end of the semester. That's 35 days. If you do a good enough job, I could even get A's. The little man's face wrinkled like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper. He kicked his legs and doubled his fist, and he grimaced and scrawled and pursed his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I'll do it. And true to his word, the little elf began to do Patrick's homework. Except there was one glitch. The elf didn't always know what to do and he needed help. help me, he would say, and Patrick would have to help in whatever way. I don't know this word, the elf squeaked while reading Patrick's homework. Get me a dictionary. Know what's even better? Look up the word and sound it out by each letter. When it came to maths, Patrick was out of luck. What are times table? The elf shrieked. We elves never need that. And addition and subtraction and division and fractions. Here, sit down beside me. You simply must guide me. Elves know nothing of human history. To them, it's a mystery. So the little elf, already a shouter, just got louder. Go to the library, I need books. More and more books, and you can help me read them too. As a matter of fact, every day, in every way, the little elf was a nag. Patrick was working harder than ever, and was it a drag? He was staying up nights, had never felt so weary, was going to school with his eyes puffed and bleary. Finally, the last day of school arrived, and the elf was free to go. As for homework, there was no more, so he quietly and slyly slipped out the back door. Patrick got his A's. His classmates were amazed. His teachers smiled and were full of praise, and his parents wondered what had happened to Patrick. He was now the model kid who cleaned his room, did his chores, was cheerful, never rude, like he had developed a whole new attitude. You see, in the end, Patrick still thought he would make that tiny man do all his homework. But I will share a secret, just between you and me. It wasn't the elf. Patrick had done it himself. Kids, that was the end of the paragraph's reading. Kids, I'm going to give you the meaning of those difficult words which are there in all those paragraphs. So please listen to me carefully and do write all these words. The first one was Nintendo. The meaning of that is a video game. Second one, ignoramus. And the meaning of that is an ignorant person who lacks education. You will find these two words there in the first paragraph. The next words are breeches, grabbed, and tiniest. Now the meaning of breeches. Breeches or breeches or short trousers. Okay, that is a kind of a trousers, a short trousers. Grabbed, the meaning of that is to catch or to caught someone or to caught something. Tiniest, which means smallest. And these all words are there in the second paragraph. Now the next words, lucky. Now the next words, repeat. Now the next word, semester. The meaning of that is a half or quarter term in school or university. The next two words, wrinkled and cursed. The meaning of wrinkled is slight folds on skin because of old age. Cursed means ill-fated. The next words, klidge. It means a fault in a machine that prevents it from working properly. Elf, a supernatural creature. Squeaked, cried aloud. Okay, move on to the next words. Nag, it means one who troubles someone all the time by complaining or asking them to do something. Drag, something dull and uninteresting. Weary, extreme tiredness. Bleary, looking dull because of tiredness. Another word is there, slyly, S-L-Y-L-Y. That repeat. The next word is slyly, S-L-Y-L-Y. That means secretively. Attitude, a feeling about someone or something. Amazed, surprise. Okay, kids. Now, I believe that I have covered all the difficult words in those paragraphs. Now, let me provide you the explanation. Patrick never did his homework because he found it boring. Instead, he played outdoor games like hockey and basketball. He also liked to play video games like Nintendo. His teacher warned him to complete his homework, otherwise, he won't be able to learn anything. It was a fact because at times he used to feel like an ignorant person who was completely helpless in this regard. He had no interest in studies and homework. One day he observed his cat playing with a doll and was surprised to find that it wasn't a doll. Rather, it was a man of the smallest size. It was wearing a woolen shirt with an old-fashioned trousers and a tall hat which made him look like a witch. The doll cried and requested Patrick to save him and not to send him back to the cat. In return, the doll promised Patrick to fulfill his wish. It was difficult for Patrick to accept that. He was so fortunate to get an answer or solution to all his difficulties through this tiny man. So he asked him if he could do his homework till the end of the semester, that is a period of 35 days, to help him score A grade. Patrick was thinking that with Elf's help he can improve his grades. After hearing this, the little man's face gave a look of cloth lying in the basket used for washing dishes. He showed his disapproval for the work by kicking legs, doubling his fist, and making unhappy faces. He asked if he was that unfortunate to do that task, but he promised to do the work. And keeping his word, the elf supernatural creature started doing his homework, but sometimes he needed help as he didn't know all things. Then Patrick had to help him. Sometimes while reading Patrick's homework, the elf would say, crying aloud, that he doesn't know the meaning of that word, so give him a dictionary or something that can help him to identify the sound of each letter as well as word. The elf knew nothing of maths. All concepts of maths were completely strange or odd things for him. Patrick was unfortunate in this matter. The elf explained that elves never needed mathematical concepts like addition, subtraction, division, and fractions. So Patrick had to sit next to him to guide. Now, kids, I'm moving on to the question and answer section. You have them in your book. Please write them down, or if you miss something, you may rewind this video and have a look, and then you may write them later. So here I go with the first question, which is given in your book. What did Patrick think his cat was playing with? What was it really? Answer: Patrick thought that his cat was playing with a doll. Actually, it was a small man. Question number 2. Why did the little man grant Patrick a wish? Answer: the little man granted him a wish because he saved him from the cat. Question number 3. What was Patrick's wish? Answer: his wish was to get his homework done from the elf. Question number 4. In what subjects did the little man need help to do Patrick's homework? Answer: he needed his help in maths and history. Question number 5. How did Patrick help him? Answer: he helped him by getting books for him, explaining and reading things. Question number 6. Who do you think did Patrick's homework? The little man or Patrick himself? Give reasons for your answers. Answer: I think Patrick himself did his homework, as Elf was just propelling him to do things. It was Patrick who was reading, explaining, and arranging different things and helping Elf as well to understand the things. Kids, that was the last question, and I hope to see you with a new lesson to be taught by me in the next class. So here it is. I'm calling it a day. Hashtag stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.